Welcome to Vsb News Online for Tuesday, April the 7th. I'm Charles Webb. A verdict came last night in the 2013 Belvin grocery murders. 26-year-old Christopher Dewar and 21-year-old Levesque Roberts were found guilty by unanimous verdict of double murder of Haley Outerbridge and Rico Ferbert inside the Belvin's variety store. Both had denied charges of premeditated murder and using a firearm to commit an indictable offense in connection with the fatal shooting. Vsb News' Chris Lodge has more.
34-year-old Mr. Outerbridge and 25-year-old Mr. Ferbert both sustained fatal wounds after being shot multiple times while inside the Belvin's grocery store on Happy Valley Road back on January 23rd of 2013. After an extensive manhunt and house-to-house searches in the Somerset area back in January of that year, Dewar gave himself up to police. He was charged in magistrate's court and was remanded into custody. Roberts was not found immediately. He was eventually located overseas, and Bermuda authorities requested and got Roberts extradited back to Bermuda. On Roberts' return to Bermuda in August of 2014, he was charged with the murder offenses and was also remanded into custody. Both pled not guilty and both went on trial in Supreme Court last month. During the trial, the Crown had alleged that Roberts was the shooter while Dewar supplied the gun. I'm Chris Lodge, Vsb News.
World Health Day opened on the City Hall lawn today, and front and center were all the health exhibitors to keep Bermudians aware of the good and bad health habits. The theme, Creating a Healthy Island 2030, was echoed by Health Minister Jeannie Atherton. But if parents don't have enough to worry about, we now have the e-cigarette, explained by Kimwana Eve of the Department of Natural Drug Control, and that old constant, good oral hygiene, by oral health educator Joanne Fox.
The vapor pen, also known as e-cigarettes, is an electronic cigarette, and it kind of mimics a traditional cigarette. It's really come about for people who want to quit smoking, used as a cessation tool to help them to stop smoking. However, a lot of our young people today in Bermuda have taken that as a hobby or a toy, but they do have the some sort of oil in it, and we're not sure exactly what oils are in there, but there are things in there, and they blow up the vapors and make smoking rings, and to them it's something to do and it's fun, but it also is mimicking mimicking smoking an actual cigarette, which is our problem.
Well, we tend to ignore that brushing and flossing is important. It is a key to your oral health, your overall health. Your mouth is basically the gateway to the rest of your body. What goes in your mouth can affect your body. If you're not taking care of your teeth and your gums, then that can also cause problems with other parts of your body. As you can see by our poster that we have up today at this event, gum disease can kill more than your smile. If, for instance, you're not brushing and flossing properly, you can have respiratory disease, you can have stroke, heart disease, diabetes can be affected if you're not taking care of your teeth and gums, osteoporosis, arthritis, preterm birth, it's quite involved. So it's important that you do take care of your teeth, because your teeth and your mouth is, as I said, the gateway to the rest of your body.
Now that Carter has persuaded the island's leaders to introduce roadside sobriety tests, it plans to move on to its next goal, the introduction of a sales tax on alcohol. Carter Chairman Anthony Santucci intimated that he has some backing in this regard and threw in some financial details to make his case.
Between 2009 and 2014, the cost of the Bermuda Hospital Board was $37 million. $37,285,886.37 or something like that. That's the actual cost of the Bermuda Hospital Board. Understand, when we talk about the Bermuda Hospital Board costs, that doesn't take into account extended care, these individuals. 16 million were those that went to emergency. Another 20 million was those that had stays in the hospital. So those two figures, or that figure, represents Bermuda Hospital Board costs on emergency room visits from accidents or collisions, depending on which term you use, and those that had to stay. There's also taking into account the walls, the cars, the additional costs for therapy and follow-up treatments overseas. But the initial cost just for road accidents is $37 million. There are many countries. I was just having a conversation just today with an individual from Ireland, and we were talking about how 10 years ago in Ireland it was catastrophic. The crisis level there was not unlike Bermuda. And they made some significant changes. They put in sobriety checkpoints. They set up social hosting laws. They set in alcohol bureau controls, and they managed and advocated people's behavior. Nowadays, if you go to Ireland, it's completely the opposite. But it's not just Ireland, it's England as well. You just don't drink and drive in those countries.
And Canada.
And absolutely Canada, and in many states in the United States. The National Road Transportation, whatever the board they call them in the United States, all these synonyms, but they've just put out a report where from the time they started doing sobriety checkpoints to now, there's been a significant reduction in drinking and driving incidents of fatalities, and those are absolutely astounding.
Since its inception, the Dupro Fellowship Fund of $500,000, supported by $1 million from the ACE Foundation, has aided in the professional development of 8 therapists and clinicians. Last year's participant, Pete Saunders, said he is keen on men's development, community transformation, and ontological training. So explain to me what transformation and ontological training means.
Ontology and transformation focuses on how we choose to be in the world and the ways that we show up in this world, right? Because let's take someone who's in addiction, for example. How our transformation and ontology relates to that person is they get to see who they are being when they are, using. And the transformation is recognizing that, okay, this place where I'm at, this environment where I'm at now, it allows for me to be a different person. I have to change my identity. I have to show up differently, and they have to choose to do that. There's certain tools and ontology, sort of a methodology to walk individuals to that new place, that new way of being, to adopt that new identity, because the old ones and the old ways of being just weren't working.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
For the second week in a row, a visiting freighter has detoured to the Royal Naval Dockyard to unload supplies that are needed to build the America's Cup headquarters site. Even for Bermuda's veteran longshoremen, it is a career first, as delivering cargo to the West End has long been unnecessary. Today, the variety of cargo increased in interest, and from the size of the containers, it is possible that sections of the racing multi-hulls may be inside. Meanwhile, it has been the dock workers' willingness to cooperate that has pleased the organizing ACBDA. As a result, they have produced a short video on the subject.
Oracle team came to see us and said, listen, can Bermuda handle the import of all of the materials that are going to be needed to make this event successful? As Bermudians, when we get asked for a challenge, we rise to that occasion.
Captain Thomas and I navigated the ship from Hamilton up to Dockyard and came alongside nice and smoothly with the first consignment for the America's Cup. We brought along with us for the ride up the Hamilton stevedores who are going to be doing the cargo operations.
I've talked to some of my long-serving staff and they don't ever remember working off of the Hamilton docks. So it's a first in many, many, many years.
And our feeling in general is everyone's very keen for this to happen and to make it happen. So it makes our job very easy.
We're really excited. It's a big coup for Bermuda, and we're glad that we can be a part of it and lend our expertise to the job.
By having the America's Cup come here, people will see the quality of what Bermuda does, the quality of our product from a tourism product, what our abilities are in terms of hosting a major event like this.
You've got a shore crew operation, which is not too dissimilar to a Formula One pit stop type team. We've got the simple things like a kitchen unit, we've got showers, the guys come off the water, we've got a gym facility. Anything geared around getting the guys fit, getting the guys on the water, getting the guys fed, maintaining the boats, storing the boats. For our guys to be based here and to be able to go sailing and training in pretty idyllic conditions, it's nice. And I think also from the family's point of view that are coming here, I know for a fact my family are pretty excited to come and be based in Bermuda.
The growing sensitivity of the public on the cutting down of trees in scenic areas has caused a number of inquiries to be made direct by passers-by concerned that signs put up near the Southlands National Park by a local landscape company. Belco has been quick to provide an explanation, which is read for us by Brian Darby.
Belco has advised the public that the landscape gardening company Brown & Co. are working in the vicinity of Southlands Park in Warwick as part of Belco's ongoing island-wide vegetation management process. The work being carried out near Southlands is to plant native and endemic species, replacing vegetation that was removed some months ago. Trees and other plants were removed because they are interfering with overhead lines. Brown & Co. are planting some low-growing plants that will never interfere with overhead lines, as well as some taller species that will be located at least 10 feet away from overhead lines. The native and endemic plants being used are palmetto, olive wood, buttonwood, Jamaican dogwood, snowberry and Bermuda cedar. The work near Southland started last week and will continue at least through the current week. Belco does not anticipate any impact to traffic or pedestrians. It's made this statement because of queries received from passers-by about the signs put up by Brown & Co. Brian Darby reporting for Vsb News.
And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Day 3 of the 2015 Carifta Swimming Championships in Barbados saw Bermuda swimmers pick up where they left off, increasing the medal count to 19 and setting personal best times. Madeline Moore captured the gold medal during the 13-14 girls 100-meter freestyle final, just missing out on the Carifta record by 0.4 of a second, touching the wall in a personal best time of 59.86. Emma Harvey won the bronze medal in the 13-14 girls 200-meter butterfly, touching the wall in a time of 2:34.51, which was a personal best time that saw her finish third. Tyler Mazurek finished third, winning the bronze medal with a personal best time of 2:15.69 during the 15-17 boys 200-meter butterfly. Vanessa Esposito finished fifth in the 15-17 girls 200-meter IM, clocking a time of 2:33.93. And the 13-14 girls 4x200-meter relay team won the bronze medal. Over in St. Kitts, during the 44th Carifta Games at the Silver Jubilee Athletic Stadium, Kyra Skraders won her second medal and Bermuda's third of the Games. During the under-20 girls 800-meter run finals, Skraders clocked a time of 2:12.16, finishing second, picking up the silver medal, finishing behind Shaquita Dorsett from the Bahamas, who clocked 2:11.99. Ethan Phillip finished 10th, competing in the under-20 boys triple jump with a top leap of 13.94 meters. Following a week of intense Premier Division football, the title and relegation battles have been decided. We can now bring you the final standings of the Premier Division and the league-leading goal scorers. A total of 22 goals were scored over the week in the Premier Division. The Premier Division saw the Somerset Trojans crowned as league champions with 34 points. The Dannytown Hornets finished second with 31 points, while the PHC Zebras finished third with 30 points. Keston Lewis from the Flanagan's Onions and Antoine Russell from Robin Hood both finished as the league-leading goal scorers with 12 goals each. Angelo Simmons from the Dandytown Hornets, Keishan Bean from the North Village Rams finished with 8 goals each, while Sequoia Robinson from PHC Zebras finished with 7 goals. It will be an all-East End affair in the Masters Knockout Cup final as St. David's advanced past Hamilton Parish in their semi-final match, 3-2 on kicks from the penalty mark. This after the teams were level at 1-1 after full time. In their semi-final match at Bernard Park, St. David's took the lead through a Otis Miners penalty kick, but Damon Edwards would equalize for Hamilton Parish. The match would then have to be decided with kicks from the penalty mark, with St. David's goalkeeper and Coma Cannoneer able to save 2 penalties and watch another be blasted over the top. They will meet the St. George's Stallions in the final this after the Stallions defeated St. George's All-Stars 3-1. The All-Stars took the lead in the first half, but the Stallions would get goals from Yusef Pitt, Ryan Steed, and Lionel Can as they would advance to the finals at the National Sports Center. In women's futsal action, the PHC Lady Zebras won the league by default, with CP Chicas also winning their match by default. The only match to be played saw the Dandy Stars defeat Young Men's Social Club Lady Bluebirds 15-0. Kyla Romata led the Dandy Stars with 5 goals, while Delia Eben and Leah Smith added 3 goals each. Nia Christopher scored twice, with Zara Gibbons and Brianna Swankson scoring a goal each. Patrick Nesbitt continued competing in the Sunshine Tour event in Spain. Nesbitt, competing in the 1.45-meter 2 phases class, riding Quick Z, finished 11th, clocking back-to-back clear-round times of 37:14. Competing in the 1.45 table A class, Nesbitt and Farah Van Ketchlup finished 26th, clocking a time of 83:69, but they had 4 penalty fault points. Bermuda Olympian swimmer Roy Allen Birch is out for the season through injury. On Friday, March 27th, Birch attended practice with Swim Mac Team Elite as usual. Before they got into the pool, they do land dry training. During the dynamic portion of the dry land, they were performing vertical jumps, and upon takeoff, Birch ruptured both his patella tendons. Birch was immediately seen by a Charlotte orthopedic surgeon who confirmed the rupture, then referred to one of the best orthopedic surgeons in Charlotte, Dr. Donald D. Alessandro with Ortho Carolina. Birch is quoted as saying, "This injury is not going to change my path, but is simply a bump in the road. There's nothing I want more than to represent Bermuda in Rio 2016. I take my profession extremely seriously and hold great pride in being a role model to the youth of Bermuda. I cannot stress how much the support from Bermuda will speed my recovery. This is not something I can do alone. Bermuda's faith in me at this point and time is the utmost importance." I'm Earl Baisden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Wednesday, April the 8th, there will be sunny periods with 1 or 2 showers. Winds will be southeasterly and light, veering southerly by evening, becoming variable overnight. We're expecting a high near 73 and a low near 66. This weather forecast is the courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thanks for watching VSB News Online for Tuesday, April the 7th. I'm Charles Webb.